Hi, it's Allison, and I'm back with day 6 of Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot Challenge. This is only my second YouTube video, so thank you for the couple of people who watched my first one. It's nearly the end of the Christmas holiday for me. I'm in sweats and ponytails all the time. I'm not looking forward to putting my work clothes back on. Although I always look like this, I've stopped wearing any kind of makeup because my skin is now irritated by everything, it seems, now that it's the winter time. So the best you're going to get. But I'm thrilled to keep having this time, and I hope I have time to continue with a few more videos once I go back to work. So today's prompt is decks you finally crossed off your wish list. Well, it says a deck, but nobody wants to see a video with just one deck. Am I right? So I did pull a few. I'm pretty new to tarot, so almost everything I got was new to me in 2017, and I had I still have a pretty extensive wish list, but I'm also trying to pace myself. I tend to really gorge myself on things when I get interested, and I think this year my acquisition of decks outpaced my ability to use them all, which is a bit embarrassing. But I do love them all, and I hope that this year maybe I can now sort of get my feet under me and use them more. But the first, again, none of these are really going to be a surprise to anybody. Well, probably not. But is the Druidcraft Tarot. Was on my wish list for a long time, and I don't know why I didn't just hit the order button because I love it so much. It's so beautiful. I don't have the guts to trim the borders or edge it yet. I might, but I don't mind the borders, so I don't mind the size of the cards. I don't mind any of it. But I don't know why I hemmed and hawed about this one for such a long time, because it's not an expensive deck comparatively. It's mass produced, and it's just so beautiful. So it took forever for me to cross it off my wish list. And dumbly, I decided to save a few dollars by just getting the deck and not the pack. But then I immediately went and downloaded the app. I never look at really the cards on the app, but the whole book is there for a really reasonable price. I ended up probably paying about the same. Oh, the star card. But that was one that was on my wish list for a long time, and I don't really know why, but there you have it. I crossed it off. The other one I talked about yesterday in my only other YouTube video, I cannot get used to doing these things backwards. I'm sorry. Such an amateur. The Pagan Otherworlds. This is another one that was on my wish list from the second I saw it. I just thought it was so beautiful. It looks like a really old deck because of the art style, which I like. The idea of the mystery of an older deck, even though it's brand new. Largely, it was the price that put me off buying this one, just with the conversion to Canadian dollars and then shipping on top of that, which is no fault of the artist. And not that I don't think the artists deserve every penny for the 78 works of art that they create. Not just 78, 79 with The Seeker and then Moon Phases. But also, I talked about this yesterday, the idea of the dead animals on heads really bugged me at first. I thought there'd be 20% of the deck that I would never want to look at. And as I spoke about yesterday, for some reason, I don't care now. I cared when it was online. Oh, I love that Queen of Wands. And I just don't care now. Well, sorry. Fickle, I guess. I don't know. Inconsistent. Unpredictable. Exciting. Rich tapestry. I don't know what I am. But anyway, that's... sorry, I keep knocking my computer around too. I'm a little nervous. So that was one I crossed off my wish list, and I'm so glad that I did, because I love it, and it's a real user for me. I use it, and I love it. I love the, well, we probably talked about this yesterday, but I love the pips that are not super illustrated, but have enough for somebody like me who's not that experienced to be able to work with. So I love that deck. Another one that I crossed off my wish list and was the Alchemical Tarot by Robert Place. Yesterday I talked about the Vampires Tarot. What is Vampire Tarot? God, you'd think I'd know. And this deck, I just love his art style. I just love looking at them. These cards are they're so beautiful. They're a bit rich for me right now. I don't understand all the alchemical symbolism. there's a lot about this that I don't get, but it's enough that I understand enough and I'm able to work my way through it. Uh, but I know that there's so much more that I should be learning. I don't have the book. I did get this secondhand from somebody on Facebook, and I specifically asked for the third edition. She had all of the editions, and I'm kind of kicking myself that I didn't get a couple more. But again, it was expensive because it was the States and shipping and blah, blah, blah. But I love this back. I love the colors in the edition, and I love the backing. I don't read reversals. I know there's a prompt coming up about that, so maybe I'll talk about that later. But I just love the elemental associations and the sun and the moon. And again, this is a deck I would love to edge if I wasn't such a fraidy cat, but it's beautiful. You can go to his website and get his newest version of his Alchemical Tarot, which is also, you can't go wrong. They're just also beautiful. You can't go wrong with any Robert Place, I don't think. And I'm looking forward to working with this one and learning more about it. I'll have to pick up the book so that I understand more about it. And then finally, this one's just a little silly one, really. But it's the Halloween Tarot by Kipling West. This is just the tin that it comes in. And this was a particularly weird acquisition because I already have the Halloween Tarot in the full size. And normally, I don't like small decks. I have big hands. I like big images. I don't mind shuffling cards that are big. But there was something about this particular deck that made me want it to have the little one. Part of it is I think that my kid's getting to the age where she's going to stop thinking about trick-or-treating soon. And I love Halloween, and she does too. So I sort of envision having parties and maybe doing fun little tarot readings for her friends. And I would want something that, at a Halloween party, and I would want something that's not that tarot's threatening, but it can be for people who don't get it and also don't understand my philosophy towards it, which I think is another prompt coming up. So I'm not going to talk about that right now. But I thought these would be easier to spread out because they're so little. They're super cute. There's no nudity. Even in some of the non-threatening decks that I have, there's still boobs, which is fine. I bring on the boobs, but not for kids. Other people's kids. Again, my kid, I don't care about that, but I don't know what other parents want for their children. So that's just sort of how I saw myself working with this, and for some reason, I just love the tiny version. And again, what you're learning about me in these videos is I am inconsistent and weird, I guess. But I'm really glad I have it. I still have my full-size Halloween Tarot. I don't know what I'll do with it, if I'll keep it, if I'll trade it or sell it. I haven't decided, but I do love this deck. And this is sorry, what an amateur. This is a great deck. I might even talk about it again in this series. It's really faithful. It's really sweet. It doesn't shy away. Look at the 9 of Bats. It doesn't shy away from more difficult things. The 10 of Bats as well. It's got the basics there, but it's just fun and cute. I'm really in the mood for it in October. Sorry, my coffee maker's going off. I don't know if you can hear that. I highly recommend it. And so I now have 2 copies of this deck, one in the adorable tin. Look at the little things on the side. And one that's big. So those are the things I crossed off my wish list this year. What are yours?